Okay, is this a makeup or a breakup for you? Get a little too sensitive here, or is there something valid to consider ending the relationship? 33-year-old man has been sick, and he said yesterday my wife, 34-year-old female, made a jab like, when I'm sick, do you think I can be as non-functioning as you? I brush it off. But today, after a long day at work, she asked me to pick up photos for our kids' first day. I agreed and I joked, yeah, guess I still function when I'm sick. She then later texted me that my comment hurt her feelings.
Well, don't dish it out if you can't take it.
I called confused since I'd agreed to help. She said it was my functioning remark. I explained it was in response to her jab yesterday, but it escalated into yelling, and I hung up. Now, I'm not necessarily considering divorce over this one single fight. It's just the whole relationship feels like this. This is just giving you one example of how it goes back and forth, and we're just not functional in our language.
She is needling you, and this is not good.
He said every little thing becomes a problem, and it's exhausting. This is definitely a radical case for therapy because you can identify that, and there are a lot of relationships where the language and the conversation is dysfunctional. You don't speak to each other the right way. You pop off, you let every emotion come out, you make everything a big deal. And it is exhausting, and you're not going to go the distance.
No, you are not. You are going to throw in the towel and say, screw this. I want to be happy.
Yep.
Maybe you watched your parents do this for years, and you grew up thinking this is how couples talk to each other.
Right.
It's not how healthy couples speak to each other. You guys are unhealthy.
They're the kind that's the kind of couple when they have a couple drinks together, it turns into an atomic bomb.
Sure.
Do you know some couples can't drink together?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They fight every time.
Oh, it makes it so uncomfortable for everybody around.
Well, and if she's exhibiting this, and this is just one example, if you take a jab at somebody and then they it sounded like the way and the tone at which he came back at it and made, a playful jab back, and then you get offensive, that gaslighting, that kind of, I'm going to hit you, and then you're going to come back at me playfully, but I'm going to be then all offended, and I'm going to make it a big deal and make it awkward and uncomfortable. Very unfunctional language. You are right to think that this relationship is not going to go the distance, and she's got to learn how to talk.
Look, 9 times out of 10, he is the problem. But in this one, I don't think it's him. I think it's her.
Yeah.
She is the problem.
She is. Yep. And you need to get into therapy. And if she's not down with it, then I would go talk to a divorce attorney and say, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to be in a relationship with this kind of gaslighting.
You can't be in this for the rest of your life. Then every day you've got somebody needling you and just,
It's not fun.
No, thank you.
No, and honestly, too, be very mindful of the words you use in your relationship.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times you take it, the other person, you kind of take them for granted, and you just pop off and you say these kind of things thinking maybe you've been together so long and maybe you're a little bit disgusted with them. But that's why you got to recognize that. If you're feeling contempt for your partner, you got to get that fixed.
And you got to verbalize it in a way that's not argumentative. You got to actually do it with love so you keep that love.
Yep.
If you want to come at them like this, you are destroying everything.
And now we're talking about a Dateline situation.
Yes. Yep. Your marriage is in trouble. All right. Is this a makeup or a breakup? Says, I believe my girlfriend is guilty of animal abuse.
Oh, no.
Says, my girlfriend has a small dog, maybe about 12 pounds, and anytime she leaves the house, even for 3 or 4 hours, she puts her dog in this tiny wire crate where it can barely turn around. She says it's for safety and claims all good dog owners do it. Now, I grew up with dogs roaming around the house, or at least confined to a room, not locked in a mini jail cell. I brought it up gently, and she snapped at me, telling me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you think this is some form of animal abuse? And would you end your relationship over it?
I mean, you're definitely not on the same page about how you're treating this animal. I would be careful staying with somebody like that and having kids with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Because if you can't agree on how an animal should be treated, you're going to really butt heads on how kids should be raised.
Yeah. I would just say, hey, let me put you in a cage. for the entire day where you can barely turn around. You don't have any room. And just, I'll ask you at the end of the day, would you like a larger cage and a, look, I get it. Yeah, you do. And that's normal. We've got a cage for my daughter's dogs. It's very spacious. It's got blankets in it. In fact, a lot of times when the doors are open, they love to go in there and just kind of lay down. It's nice and comfy. But, we try to take them out whenever we can. And to me, that's the way to do it. But they could walk, pace back and forth, all that kind of stuff. You can't put them in a confined space like that.
They're able to go into a cage and have a little place to chill, but they're also able to leave the cage if they want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to me, yes, I would use it as like, hey, I'll even get you the cage. Or whatever it is, the crate.
There
I like
you
that
go.
term better than cage.
Buy a big crate.
Yes.
And say, let's use this one instead.
Right. And if she pushes back on that, then I would start to say your characters may not be in alignment.
What are we fighting for? If you buy the crate, like, why is she mad?
You gotta have. You can't put a dog in a small cage where there's no room. I mean, imagine someone doing that to you and you can't move around. And there are so many people who buy dogs or adopt dogs who are not dog people. They think they look cool on Instagram and it's all cute, but they don't take care of their dog. I know it's not a human, but you gotta be there for your pet if you really care about it.
Yeah, to me that speaks a lot to your character, how you treat animals, and do you have empathy for them? I would not want to be with somebody that doesn't have empathy and doesn't see it that way. I'd just be like, we're just not in alignment. And I would say right now, this is probably going to be a breakup, and realize a little bit more. Do some soul searching. You're probably not compatible with this person.
She's doubling down on being mean to the doggy.
Not a fan.